Hello, everyone. Welcome to Two Guys Talking NFL. Week 1 of the NFL season is behind us, so today we'll review games and set you up for next week. Hi, everyone. I'm Pat Galliano.
And I'm John Lassane, ladies and gentlemen.
We're happy to be back with our second podcast, John. How about this? Who's our sponsor today?
Our sponsor for today is Mets Dining Services. They keep us well fed on this campus.
There we go.
Yes.
Thanks to Mets. Good. And just for people who may not know us, we're both professors at Newberry College, and we have our names professor with our last name, but we also go by other names, right? For example, my other name is
Pro G.
And your other name would be Smooth Dr. J.
Yes,
there we
sir.
go. So let's talk NFL. So today's show, we're going to review week 1. We're going to look at Pat's poll, the definitive rankings of NFL teams. We have our feature coming up later, John's Going Lassane.
That's right. Can't wait for it, y'all.
And we have Two Guys Talking NFL. Talking NFL images.
Yes.
We'll get to that in a little while, and then we'll preview. So let's review the games from week 1. The way I've classified the games from week 1 are in 3 tiers. We've got most impressive wins, meh wins, just teams that got by and they should have won. And then we have some wonderful teams who are snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about some of these. The most impressive wins of the week come from the Raiders going up into New England. A lot of people thought New England was going to win that game, but Pete Carroll got the Raiders going, and they're wonderful. The Raiders! That's right. We have the Colts, who demolished the Miami Dolphins.
Now, that shocked me. That really shocked me because we're talking about Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. They scored on every possession.
Yeah.
The first time in an NFL game a team that he scored on every possession. No punts, no wonderful stuff.
He was looking like Tom Brady out there.
Daniel Brady. There you go. Okay, maybe his little brother, his half brother. So yeah, the Chargers came up big in Brazil against the defending AFC champions Chiefs.
And I have to eat my crow on this one because I actually picked the Chiefs to beat the Chargers. So I eat my crow on this one.
There you go.
Impressive win.
The big question, is the Chiefs dynasty of the AFC West over? It could be. We said someone's got to beat them before we'll give it to someone else. We'll see.
Absolutely.
On Sunday, the Green Bay Packers put up a whooping against the Detroit Lions. Now, they were at home, and they should have won this game.
Absolutely.
But the game was not close.
It wasn't close at all. But, one thing you have to think about with Detroit, they have a brand new both offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. And so they're trying to figure things out. So
hired them both from in-house. What might be that wasn't the best decision. There's a lot of people out there
Absolutely.
They could have gone after. But the Packers, let's go to that side. They looked fantastic. They could be on their way.
I would agree.
Bigger and better wins.
I'm anxious to see where you got them at in your rankings.
Woo! Oh, they're up there. And, of course, the game of the week, the Buffalo Bills come back from 15 points down with 4 minutes left in the game to steal it from the Baltimore Ravens, 41-40.
I've never seen anything like that before. And, the Bills have been a thorn in the side of the Ravens for forever.
Yes.
And that just only pours more salt on the wound.
And it's not just, salt in the wound. Is this something that John Harbaugh, coach of the Ravens, is never going to be able to get over? Can they win the big games against the big teams? They beat all the lesser teams, but they struggle against Kansas City. They find ways to lose. I mean, they don't struggle. They have the games won, and then they find ways to lose. Same thing when Mark Andrews dropped a touchdown in the end zone against Kansas City.
Yes.
All right, the meh wins this week went to Philadelphia over Dallas. First game of the year. And Dallas surprised me in this one. I was not too high on them going in, but they showed some resilience that I wasn't expecting. I was very proud of them.
I would have to agree with that. Dak Prescott played very well, and had it not been for a few drops from a key receiver, I'm not going to say CeeDee Lamb's name.
I would say CeeDee Lamb's name.
They honestly could have won and should have won that game.
They should have. Arizona, okay, yeah, they got by New Orleans, the worst team in the league. That's all we need to say about Arizona. Washington got by the Giants. They won 21-6, but, okay. It's fine.
The win's a win, but it wasn't impressive.
Yeah. Okay, New Orleans. Yes, Jacksonville. Jacksonville took apart Carolina pretty much. Very disappointing by our home team, Carolina.
Oh, my gosh. I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, very disappointing. And the LA Rams sneaked by Houston. Houston's going to be a formidable team. LA got by them. They found a nice way to win. These are just meh wins. And then the third tier, the last tier, These teams snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, starting with the Falcons, who almost lost. I mean, who did lose to Tampa. They had the game almost won.
Absolutely.
Baker Mayfield threw a great touchdown pass. The Seattle Seahawks. They lost and they had a chance to win their game.
Absolutely.
The Tennessee Titans, who almost came up big against Denver, I give them a lot of credit too. Cam Ward wasn't particularly good in this game, but he was okay for a start. And then the New York Jets, the two teams that traded quarterbacks, if you will.
Absolutely, yes.
And Aaron Rodgers for Pittsburgh threw 4 TDs, and that's not why they won, but they won with a 60-yard field goal from Chris Boswell. And finally, the Bears, who they tried their hardest on Monday Night Football, came up short against Minnesota, but the biggest team that snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, as is their history, the Cleveland Browns, who found a way to lose to Cincinnati, thanks to Andres. I'm not going to say his last name because he doesn't deserve a last name right now until he can kick the ball through the uprights. That's all the kicker has to do. All right. Well, yeah. So that was what was coming up. So. We're going to look at Pat's poll next. Where will the preseason top 5 be after week 1? Last week, the top 5 was Buffalo, Baltimore, Green Bay, Philly, and Kansas City from 1 to 5. And I will tell you, there's a surprise in the top 5.
Surprise?
Yes. And some teams who lost in week 1 moved up. Others who won may have moved down a notch because preseason's tough to rank.
So, I can kind of
So we'll be back with that. We'll be back with that in a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Welcome back to Two Guys Talking NFL. I'm Pat.
And I'm John.
John, the other night I was watching Monday Night Football, and what we had was the Manning cast on ESPN2.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to listen to the Manning brothers. And Bill Murray is one of their guests. And at some point during the broadcast, it was very funny. Bill Murray, after a little bit of interplay between the two of them, which was hilarious, he goes, "Why don't you two guys hire yourselves out for a couple hours a week?" Someone might hire you, which is what they do. Okay, Pat's poll, the definitive rankings of NFL teams after week 1. Wow. So some movement in the poll this week. We had some overachievers, some underachievers, certainly, and that's all reflected in the poll. Why are these rankings definitive, you may ask?
Yes, why, Pat? Tell us why. Enlighten us, please.
Because I made them, and I call them definitive. So they are, and if anybody's having an argument, if you're in a bet with someone about which team is better, just go to Pat's poll, the definitive rankings of NFL teams. There you go.
We'll see how definitive they are.
I am an argument stopper in the world. I just try to contribute when I can.
That is your contribution
There
to the
you
world.
go.
That's what we do here at
I don't
Newberry
do much.
College.
I just do what I can.
That's what we
Let's
do.
look at the teams. Okay, down at the bottom of Pat's poll, New Orleans in the cellar.
Agreed.
Okay, New York Giants down at number 31, just down a notch this week. The Miami Dolphins plummet down 5 spots to number 30. Pitiful performance.
Pat, I could actually honestly make the argument that the Dolphins should be number 32, but
you're right.
Yeah,
I might
that
go with that. Okay, Carolina Panthers again fall 5 notches all the way down to 20. I had some faith in them before last week. Okay, not anymore. New England Patriots, who were 32 most of the year last year and they had the number 1 one of the top draft picks, not the number 1, but they tumbled down to 28. That was a pitiful showing at home against the Las Vegas, Oakland, LA Raiders, whatever city they live in.
I know,
now.
right? Yeah,
I think they're in Las Vegas.
They deserve to be there. I hate to say it.
Okay, and then number 27 are the New York Jets. They lost the game, but they move up a few notches because they played Pittsburgh tough, and the last second field goal, as we mentioned, beat them. The Cleveland Browns, who also played Cincinnati very tough, just like the Jets, they move up a couple notches to 26 because their loss was not as bad as the Patriots, Panthers, Dolphins, etc. Okay, in at number 25 this week are the Dallas Cowboys with their loss. They still moved up a couple of notches because maybe they were a little too low rated. Okay, Cowboy fans listening, yes, I'm admitting maybe Pat was a little harsh on them because I just expect more from what used to be America's team.
I mean, you should.
And next, we have the Tennessee Titans in at number 24. Again, a good showing against Denver. They had a chance to win that game. I was surprised. All right, the Atlanta Falcons in at number 23, holding steady after their loss to Tampa. Chicago Bears at 22. Now, the Bears, They did snatch defeat from. I mean, Minnesota and J.J. McCarthy came up big in the fourth quarter.
I agree.
Monday Night Football, yeah.
I think the Bears are actually going to end up moving up because I think they're going to win a few football games this year. I really honestly do think so. I think Caleb Williams looks a little bit more comfortable, and I think Ben Williams is going to bring some good. Ben Johnson brings some good things out of him.
See, and I may tend to disagree with you on that one, John, because I don't know that Caleb. Ben Johnson was not pleased a few times last night.
Understandable.
Caleb did really well with the beginning. He was 10 for 10 when he started.
Yes.
Aren't those the scripted plays, though? Those are the ones that – but then they had to respond and improvise and maybe I don't know. We'll see how that relationship goes.
He just has to get the ball out quickly.
We know Ben Johnson is a great coordinator.
He's an offensive guru.
So we'll see what happens with the Bears. But they play at Detroit this week, so it's going to be a tough – they might be 0-2.
Yeah.
The Indianapolis Colts up to number 21, up 8 spots this week with their demolishing of Miami.
Yes.
And Daniel Jones. Unbelievable. Okay, Seattle in at number 20, down a few notches. Okay, thank you. Yes. And we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at 19. They lost a notch even though they won. Okay. Arizona Cardinals up to 18. Well, I say down to 18.
So.
Yeah, because the Las Vegas Raiders impressed, they had to move up. They're in at number 17 this week.
Agreed.
The Houston Texans at 16 after their tough loss at L.A. We've got the Denver Broncos in at number 15 this week. They won, but it was not very impressive.
Yep.
The Vikings, perhaps Pat underrated them in the preseason poll. Didn't know anything about McCarthy. Didn't know how the team was going to look. They looked really good once they got it going. Second half started, I thought this game was going to be all Chicago.
Absolutely.
But then Minnesota found a way to turn it on, and I'm looking for big things from them now after that. Pittsburgh Steelers moving up a few slots to number 13 this week after their last-second win.
I would have to agree with that.
Moving along, Cincinnati tumbles a few notches for getting by Cleveland. Tampa Bay holds steady at number 11, and so does San Fran at number 10. They both won, not impressively, but they won like they needed to. Detroit falls a few notches, as does Kansas City, both down 3. Kansas City this week is number 8, and Detroit is number 9 in Pat's poll. And the game of the week, Super Bowl 59 rematch, which you remember.
Yes.
Philadelphia won 40-22. But Kansas City and Philly are playing this week in Arrowhead. Big game. The Rams are up to number 7. Washington Commanders at number 6. And then that surprise team. Tell me what you think about this. The LA Chargers leap bounds up from number 12 up to number 5 this week.
You know, I kind of agree, but then I disagree. It was a very impressive win. I still don't know if they're top 5 yet.
Well, we'll see. This week they play at the Las Vegas Raiders on one of 2 Monday Night Football games.
That's a big AFC West game.
Yes, it is. And the Chargers have to win that one if they want to lay claim to that division. The Baltimore Ravens tumbled down a couple of spots from 2 to 4. It was a tough game, and they easily could have won it, should have won it. I've heard it on so many different networks. The only team that can beat the Ravens are the Ravens.
Absolutely.
And they find ways to do that.
Yes.
The Philadelphia defending champ Eagles up from number 4 to number 3.
Okay.
And we'll see where they go next week. The Green Bay Packers at number 2 this week.
And they should be there. They should be right there.
Jordan Love has that team going.
He does.
Matt LaFleur, a great coach.
They're humming right now.
They're going on all center. And the Buffalo Bills hold at number 1. I thought for sure they were going to tumble. I was working on Pat's poll during the game, and then I had to go back to Buffalo at the top because that's where they deserve to be. So that's where we are with Pat's poll. Buffalo still in at number 1. When we return, John is going to be going insane in the feature John's Going Insane. Live Lassade. Next after this. I wish I could talk today. Hello, everyone. Yes, we're back. And for our first time ever, the feature, John's Going Lassane. You just take it away, John. I can't wait to hear what this is going to be about.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I have to explain who helped me to come up with this concept of John's Going Lassane. I have to give credit to my boy, Rob Walden, my best friend from Newberry College. We were running amok. I mean, we were doing good things here on campus.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I know, right? But Walden is my dude. And I talked when he said, I got an idea for you. He texted me on Sunday. He said, you need to call it John's Going Lassane. So, you just think insane Lassane, John's going Lassane. And so what is John
What's
going?
making you crazy today?
Oh, what's John's going Lassane about this week? Well, my Lord have mercy. Listen, how is it that somebody can get kicked out of a game before a game even starts?
Oh!
I just don't understand that. I mean, y'all, come on, listen. This is week 1 in the NFL. Somebody needs to go ahead and sit in the corner right now. Jalen Carter, what you doing spitting on somebody? We got people spitting on people. We got people throwing punches at other people. Lord have mercy, y'all. Somebody needs to go sit in the corner. Somebody needs to... I talked about punishment and reinforcement in class today. Somebody needs to get beat. Somebody needs to be punished. But really, the reason why I'm so going insane about this is because the NFL has been trying to clean up its image. There has been a humongous emphasis on sportsmanship this year. And so for somebody to get kicked out of a game before a snap is even taken in a game for spitting on an opponent, come on, man. That's just crazy and that's just nasty. So that's what John is going to say about this week.
No.
Get it together, y'all. Act right, and we will get you out of the timeout corner.
There you go. So you're okay with them being tossed out, or you're not okay with it?
I am absolutely A-okay with them being tossed out.
Okay, so if you really want to know what happened, then go to our Facebook page, Two Guys Talking NFL.
Absolutely.
Frank Caliendo, the great impression artist,
Yes.
has John Madden explaining the art of spitting in the NFL. Because when Dak spit, it was on the ground.
Correct.
See, and that's where you spit.
Absolutely.
And then he used the telestrator and everything.
Absolutely.
I miss John Madden.
The referee and me, because I do referee on the side, the ejection was definitely warranted. Hopefully Jalen Carter will learn from that. Hopefully other players will learn from that as well. But there's just no room in the league for that whatsoever.
Didn't get to play the first game. All righty. So now we come to our wonderful feature for the day. We're going to step back from the stats and the teams and the games and the going Lassane. And there are some new looks in the NFL this year.
Very interesting.
John and I are not only professors and NFL aficionados, but we are also image consultants.
We definitely are. We
And
definitely
so
are.
CBS Sports posted some of the images that you're going to see, and it's a special treat exclusively for those listening to the podcast and watching on YouTube. And if you're just listening to the podcast elsewhere, you may have to roll over to YouTube if you want to see these wonderful images that we're going to try to explain to you and tell you which hairstyle we like best for several of these NFL players. First, we have Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback for Miami. Now, in 2024, we see the curly hair, the top for Tua. And then 2025, John.
We see some micro braids with
the headband and a little beard, a little bit more beard. Yeah. Okay. So the two different looks. Which one are you going with?
I have to go back to the 2024 look because the way that he played on Sunday, oh my Lord, how many interceptions did he throw?
Two.
Two of them? Okay. I see. Two of them.
There
Yeah.
you go. Two of them.
Absolutely. Yeah. He needs to
Tua,
get back. Yeah.
Okay,
Come
so
on,
Tua,
Tua.
go back to the old
Come
hairstyle.
on, baby.
Okay, next we have Joe Burrow, quarterback, of course, of the Cincinnati Bengals. I guess they won. But anyway, we got Joe here with his 2024 look. It was a buzz cut, bleach blonde look with a huge smile on his face. But then 2025 goes back to his natural color, a little Johnny Depp kind of thing going on there almost, yeah?
The 2025 look is the look for Joe Burrow.
Oh, he looks sexy there.
I agree.
That's all. I mean, yes.
He looks good.
I
The
want
man
that
looks
man
really good.
quarterbacking my team because all he needs is sunglasses.
Absolutely. The man looks good.
Joe Burrow equals Joe Cool.
Yes.
There you
I
go.
love it.
All right, with the 2025 look. All right, so then the third. Now we're looking at Brandon Ayuk, wide receiver on the 49ers. Okay, so let's these two pictures, it almost doesn't look like the same gentleman.
It does not look like the same guy at all.
Back in 2024, you had the dreads
Yep.
and the ponytail, full beard, looked like a football player.
Absolutely,
Just a
yeah.
football player. As John Gruden likes to say, that guy's a football
That guy's a
player.
football player.
And then in the 2025 look, I mean, I don't know if Quentin Tarantino's looking for a new person to play in his next movie. It's a Samuel L. Jackson look for a Quentin Tarantino movie.
He let it all loose. But I must say, Pat,
Let it all loose is the way to describe that here.
I must say, I like the 2025 look by you. I actually do. I like that look.
I like the stash.
I like the stash.
He almost looks like a 40s gangster almost with the stash.
I absolutely love it.
Yes.
I do.
Okay, good. And it's better color on his face than that one, too.
Yeah,
actually.
absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
good. So that's Brandon Ayuk. Next on our list is our image consulting for NFL players continues. This one might be a short one. Patrick Mahomes. Is there really a little more? What is there something? Let's go to the next one. He looks the same.
Well, he does, but
he's
so the
just
curls
in there
are
because
off.
he's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, the curls are off. There's a
Got
little bit more of a
sculpting around the temples.
There's more line there. And there's a little bit more of the goatee action there. Yeah.
We're done with Patrick Mahomes.
Absolutely.
All right, this one's one of my favorite ones. Cooper Kupp, formerly of the LA Rams, now of the Seahawks. And you notice how he went from the clean-cut LA look,
Yes.
even with his beard, to a kind of a grungy look with the curly locks hanging down the sides of his face for Seattle.
Yes.
I think entirely appropriate because of where he's playing.
I would agree with you on that.
I think, Cooper, you can go either way, man.
Absolutely.
You go either way. LA, Seattle.
I like the Seattle look. I like the
There you
2025
go.
look for Cup.
There
I
you
do.
go. He looks a little younger there.
He
Good
does.
for him, even though he's a year older. All right, next we have Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray. Micro braids again, yes?
Yeah, the micro braids that we have here. But the thing about this look, and I'm picking on the shape of his head. The 2025 look with the letting it all hang out, it makes his head look a little bit small. So I have to go with that look.
It's rounder too.
Yes.
This one looks a little more square.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going with the 2025 look for Kyler Murray.
Yes.
All right, then one of my favorite pictures. We have Cam Jordan, defensive end for the. He's got the mini James Harden beard in 2024.
Yes.
Black hair, braided. And the braids stay in 2025, but what color are those there?
I don't know if that's like
That
a little bit of a
platinum
blonde
gray?
type, sandy type color.
Yeah. They're looking good. And he's got the Michael Keegan key square rectangle mustache and a little soul patch. I mean, he looks like one of the characters that Key would play in Key and Peele when they're doing the football players. But he's a real player. This is really what he looks like now.
I'm not feeling the 25 look.
Let's go back to the
go
James
back to
Harden.
24. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, and wrapping up with our image consulting, Gardner Minshew.
Bless you, Pat.
That's a thing. I gotta say, I stole that from Chris Berman of ESPN. But yeah, Gardner Minshew, looking from mean to friendly. Longer hair,
Absolutely.
full beard,
Yes, absolutely.
smiling in
Yes.
2025.
Yeah,
okay,
we'll go with
2025
look for him. Yes.
Yeah, good. And then finally, Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph doesn't look too different. He added a beard, messed up his hair a little bit. There's not much difference here.
Yeah, well,
Well, he's looking for a girlfriend.
absolutely.
He's had some very attractive girlfriends. But last but not least, in terms of image consulting, we thought we'd just show some pictures of us from who knows when, way back to what we look like today.
Absolutely.
And you all who are watching can vote if you see these pictures on the Facebook. Just let us know which image of us you enjoy better.
Absolutely.
Because we just have a couple of different looks for us here. Yeah?
Just a few different looks.
John, I think you should go back to the one that we're showing right now of you, because I think that one looked a little better.
We can actually work on that. We'll talk about that
Yes,
offline.
I am in theater too. I can help you with that.
Well, right now, y'all, we're going to take a little break, and we're going to have our preview of the Week 2 games.
Yeah, we can. I'm a theater guy. We got way to
I like that. I like the sound of that. I
don't know
do.
how to do the theater thing.
I do.
I mean, we do. We used to take theater, but it's not that fun.
And hello, everybody. We know that you missed us. Welcome back in to Two Guys. Yes, we sure did. Welcome back into Two Guys Talking NFL. My name is John Lassane, and I am a student of this man right here, and his name is...
I'm Pat Galliano. John was a student of mine a few years ago here at the college.
That's right, Speech 110.
I taught him everything he knows.
Yes, he sure does.
There
He
we
sure
go.
did.
Okay, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, let's do a preview of next week's game, Week 2 in the NFL.
Yes.
Some big games come. Not a big game, but a divisional game, great rivalry. We don't talk about it too much, but New York Giants at Dallas. Is Dallas going to get off the losing schneid here?
I honestly would have to say that Dallas is actually going to win this game because, for one, they're playing at home.
Yeah.
And they did not play bad at all against the Eagles. I picked Dallas to win this game by at least 2 scores.
They probably will win the game. I don't know if by that much.
Yes.
Another game of interest, Seattle at Pittsburgh. 0-1 Seattle against 1-0 Pittsburgh. I'm not sure how this one's going to go. It's going to be a tight game.
It's going to be a very tight game. I'm picking Pittsburgh to win this game. I honestly am picking them to win this game.
I'll go with Seattle.
Yeah,
We'll see. It could be a toss-up.
Yeah, the Steelers' offense looks better. It does.
Third, we're looking at a game in Las Vegas. The Chargers at the Raiders, an NFC West matchup. Monday Night Football game number 2, which starts at 10 p.m. Eastern. Big game. The Raiders went out to New England and won. And now we've got the Chargers. I'm going Chargers in this one.
I actually am going to go Chargers in this game as well. Getting that win against the Chiefs.
Jim Harbaugh bringing some life to the Bolts.
Absolutely.
Some electricity to the Bolts.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. There you go. All right. Next, we're looking at the other Monday Night Football game, Tampa Bay at Houston. A couple of division winners, mostly underrated. This one's tough, because it's in Houston.
The way that Houston's offense was against the Rams, only scoring 9 points, that really, really, really did shock me.
Rams have a great defense, but
I am picking the Texans to actually win this game on Monday night. I'm picking the Texans.
I used to live in Tampa. I'm going, go Bucks, go Baker. All right, another game to preview. This one is maybe the second best game of the week. We are going to have, let's see here, we're going to have the Washington football team, now known as the Commanders, over at Green Bay. Why is this the second best? We got a couple of young quarterbacks that are very exciting to watch. Jordan Love and Jaden Daniels.
I agree. I'm really interested to see how Jaden Daniels is going to do against this Packers defense.
Yeah, it is a top 10 matchup. You got number 2 Green Bay, and they're hosting number 6 Washington on Thursday Night Football, Peacock and other associated networks. And then finally, the game of the week to really talk about the Super Bowl rematch that we alluded to when we were going through Pat's poll a little while ago. Philadelphia at Kansas City. Can Kansas City brush themselves off from the dust and the loss in Mexico and rise up against the Philadelphia Eagles?
That's a very good question. When's the last time Kansas City actually lost 2 games in a row? They lost the Super Bowl, and then they lose their Week 1 game.
Whoa.
And so, this is uncharted territory for the Chiefs.
Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, this is unlike anything that they've seen before. I've got to go with Philadelphia winning a rematch.
Philadelphia winning in the rematch. I think that this is the week that Kansas City gets back on the winning track. They're not going to start 0-2. They only lost 2 games all last year.
Absolutely.
Until the Super Bowl. And so now I think that they will win this one at home. It's not going to be devastating for Philadelphia, though, because it's a non-conference game.
Correct.
They're on the road. So it'd be fine if Philadelphia loses this one. And, Philadelphia they won, but as we said, it was when they weren't overly impressive against Dallas in Week 1. Other games of note, perhaps, we mentioned the interdivision rival of Chicago at Detroit. Big game for Detroit. They don't want to start 0-2.
They do not. I think they will bounce back at Ford-Field.
I think they're going to be doing a reset. I don't think Chicago can beat them, but yeah, Jacksonville at Cincinnati just for funsies.
Who? I'm joking.
There you go.
Who? Yeah.
We'll go with Cincinnati at that one. I don't think Jacksonville has the firepower to hold up with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Joe Burrow.
Not at all.
No, that's right.
Not at all.
Who does Carolina play this week? They're going out to the desert to play the Arizona Cardinals. Can Carolina come up big on the road?
No, it will be roadkill.
It's roadkill. No. I think it's one of those games. I don't know. Maybe Carolina
could, but I don't see it happening.
Yes. Tennessee is hosting the LA Rams this week. Tennessee Titans.
I have to go with the Rams.
All right. Well, those are some games. We're wrapping up this podcast. Our number 2 for 2 Guys Talking NFL. We want to say thanks to our sponsors. Who was that again, John, today?
Our sponsors, Mets Dining Services.
Yes. And we also want to thank our audio engineer, Zach, our director, Marshall. Look for the Facebook page, 2 Guys Talking NFL. We have new links dropping every Wednesday. Look for our podcasts each week. And we're on Newberry College YouTube. And make sure you check us out. Have a great week, everybody.